Okay. All right. Welcome. This evening, it's Dawn. Can't even speak. It's Dawn Duvall coming to you from Fort Myers, Florida, and it is 6:58. I don't know what happened, but I had everything all set up, hit the start button, and daggone if it didn't shut it down, so I had to go back and restart everything. And obviously, I'll have to go back and add all the information to my YouTube page because we are filming this through YouTube and my group page. Let me go in and add the comments so I can see you all is here. And hopefully I can see those. And it says I'm connected. So let's see who's joining us this evening. Oh, let's see. Is that Amy? Donnie Do. Oh my God, I ate really fast. And the dog is walking around. I don't know what her problem is. But anyways, I had everything all set up and had all my descriptions written down in the YouTube account or whatever it goes to. And when I hit the button, it stopped it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I was like, holy moly. Holy moly moly. Anyways, we are here. And I've got my arm in the way. Sorry about that. I'm trying to adjust my my speaking cord. I ordered a new one. You'll love this. I ordered a new one. Obviously, I didn't do it through Amazon. Of course, Chuck tells me you should always do that so you make sure you get, returns, blah, blah, blah. Well, I wrote them and told them that it doesn't fit my phone and I wanted to exchange it. And they wrote back and said, if the box has been opened, you can't exchange it. Or if it can be put back on the shelf with like a new condition, which it is. Hang on a minute, I'm trying to fix my cord. So I wrote them back. I said, well, explain to me how I can open a box to make sure it works. And then you tell me I can't send it back. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm going to have to deal with that. We'll see what they respond to. But that's frustrating. So I had ordered a wireless, it was Wi-Fi, so it's a wireless mic. And I thought, well, that would help for me having to be tied to being plugged into my iPhone. So I don't know. It's a mess. All right, well, we're just going to give it a couple more minutes. I don't see anybody else on. It does show that I'm connected, and I know you're here, so we'll just, we'll give it till 7:05. So are you exercising? I got my walk away the pounds or walk at home. Chuck was able to put it on the computer for me, the app. So now I can get in there and start doing my exercising because I feel the weight coming on. I'm like, oh. So anyways. All right, so we're just going to give it a few more minutes for others to come on. So once you come on, please introduce yourself or let me know that you're there. Put your name in the comments as Facebook doesn't show that to me since we're in a group. And those of you that are new at 7:30, at 7:30. Those of you that may be new to my channels, we are recording through Facebook as well as my YouTube channel, which is also found at Shall We Stamp. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell button so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And if you haven't liked my Facebook page, which I assume if you are on here, you probably have. But make sure you share the videos with other crafty friends that you may have. I would greatly appreciate that as well. And we'll just sit here and wait, Miss Amy. We'll wait 3 more minutes and then we're going to start. So have you opened your pumpkin and looked at it yet? Hey there, it's Karen. How are you? I wrote your name in my birthday book so that I'll know next year to send you a birthday card. Are you getting things done at the house? Getting your pool enclosure repaired yet? We're still waiting to hear back from our insurance to see what they're gonna, because we lost our golf cart. We just bought it. It was used, but still. We just bought it like 5 days before the hurricane. So we want to at least get that, get that back. We'll see how it goes. Who knows, right? So it's crazy. It's just, the things that I hear people saying about their insurance companies, or declining them without even coming out and looking, and then they've got to appeal it. I mean, what a headache this is. It's just terrible. All right, we're going to give it another minute or so. Hopefully we'll have some more people coming on board. So we're going to wait and see what's happening. Oh, you just had the adjuster out? Well, see, these people aren't even having them come out. They're just declining them over the phone, which I think is not, I don't know. I'm not in the insurance business, so I can't say, but that just doesn't seem right, One of the ladies that works in one of the offices here, she was renting one of those manufactured homes over on Davis Road, which most of them got completely trashed, and she called her insurance company, I think it was State Farm, I'm not sure. And they said, nope, can't help you. And I was like, are you kidding me? So she goes, yeah, now I got to appeal it. I'm thinking, holy crap, So it's terrible. No pull cage, male oh my God, I can imagine. Oh, don't want to be out there with all the mosquitoes and all the rain and, well, not the rain, but the water that's still sitting around. Good Lord. Hopefully you can get that fixed. All right, we're going to go to 7:05. So we've got one more minute, maybe not quite a minute. We're going to do something a little different this evening. So when people come on that are late, they're probably going to be wondering what I'm doing. So it's okay. We're going to try something. We'll see how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. My dog is like, I don't know what is going on. Hey, I'll tell you this story and then we'll get started. My girlfriend that I saw in Phoenix, she walks her dog every day. And so the other day she saw a sign on the a thing for a lost dog who looked somewhat like Riley, and she was shocked. And so, hi Idaho, how are you? So she was just so worried about this little dog. So she was praying, and she said, I prayed to God to ask him to bring that dog to my house. Well, she had gone, she came in the house the other day, or yesterday, whenever it was, and left the gate open. Like you go into the front yard and then there's a gate around the front porch, and she left that open, and daggone if that little dog didn't show up on her porch. She said her dogs didn't bark or anything. She went out there and she didn't want to grab the dog or whatever, because she was afraid, it'd been gone for 5 days. So she called the parents, they came over. She and the lady that owns the dog was crying. She said it was God's intervention. Of all the houses that dog went to, he went to her house. Now, what does that tell you? Oh my gosh. That gave me chills when she told me that. I said, other people have dogs in her neighborhood for whatever reason. She was led to her house, so she had been gone for 5 days. Can you believe that? I know, it's just unbelievable. So anyways, I was shocked when she was telling me that. And it was just, and he does kind of look like my dog, but poor little thing. She said, where do you think he was sleeping? And the reason she did that is she heard the coyotes. And she said when they start howling, they're trying to get, I guess, whatever to come towards them so they can eat it. And she goes, where do you think that dog slept? I have no idea. Maybe in the bushes by a house or something. I don't know. So that's when she started praying, and Lord knows, there goes the dog, came showing up right at her front door. Can you believe that? Oh, unbelievable. Okay, well, it is now 7:07, so we are going to get started. Now, this evening, we're going to do something a little bit different, so don't go anywhere. I had somebody ask me if I would show a paper pumpkin box and do a couple of alternatives, cards with it. So that's what we're going to do this evening. So my first question, I'm going to flip the camera down. So my first question to you all, and please respond, is are you a current subscriber of the Paper Pumpkin Kit from Stampin' Ups? Just enter yes or no. That's all I want to know. And if you are you still a current subscriber? Or have you subscribed before and then stopped? Let me know, and then we're going to get started. So, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you two of the cards that I made earlier today because I was stressing it out. And if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, I'm just going to go through everything and show you what's in the kit. And then I'm going to design 3 to 4 cards using the materials in the box. So yes, all right, so who said yes, yes, and no? I know one is Amy. Okay, so are you, the no person, you don't have to tell me who you are if you don't want to. Have you tried it before? And just put yes with a exclamation point so I'll know who it is. Okay. So, all right, well, let me go ahead and show you what it is. And I'm sure you've seen it, obviously, right? So it is a monthly kit that you can subscribe to, and you can pay. You can do it monthly. You can start and stop anytime you want, or you can buy subscriptions. You can do a 3-month subscription, 6-month, and a 12-month subscription, and you get a code. And they're great for several things. One, they're great for doing gifts because they'll give you a code that you can provide to the person that you're gifting it to. And secondly, they're nice enough that if you travel, you can, oh, Karen, you're not one. Okay. Huh, surprising. But if you travel, this is a great thing you can take with you because it's small and compact. But let me just show you, I'm going to go through real quick what it comes with. All right, so you get, in this particular kit, you're going to get supplies that's going to make 9 cards. You're going to get a stamp set that is exclusive to just Paper Pumpkin. I'll put that there. So look at this. Isn't this cute stamps? Santa Claus's face and all sorts of goodies, right? This right here I think is adorable. So you get this stamp set, and then you get an exclusive, what we call a stamp and spot. And every month, it could be 1. Normally it's 1. It might be 2, depending on what they're doing. And this particular one is Early Espresso. And these are nice because you can keep them closed, close them tight, put them in a baggie, Ziploc baggie, and they'll stay moist. Now you can always re-ink these too using a regular re-inker, which helps. So you get that. Now in this particular box, we get a full pack of regular sized dimensionals. We're getting a cute, some cute little dots, like kind of a pearlized dots that like an embellishment. Then we get some glue dots. That's what you're going to use. So you don't need to have anything outside of this box if you're going to make whatever the contents are. So in this particular case, you've got different pieces that'll go on the cards, sentiment pieces. This one comes with all of these snowflakes. It comes with some vellum, ho ho ho, which goes behind the ho ho ho, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And then you're getting these snowflakes that you're going to put on a card, and you've got a larger size. And then you've got the sentiments that, some of these you can tell I've pulled out. You've got the ho ho ho, and then you'll have the Merry. You get 3 of those, 3 of the ho ho hos. Well, actually you get more than that. And then you get the card stock, the faces that you can stamp that are Santa Claus. Sorry, my dog. This, you'll see why we're getting that. You've got some little banners here. You got some banners here. Different cutouts that you're going to use. And then of course you have the envelopes and your cards, and the cards are varying based on what the project is. So all of the envelopes are normally colored inside or on the outside. So here's one, and it's got it at the bottom. And then here's another card that's like a crumb cake. Let me get it down here. And the inside is a real fine lines. And then there's one more in here, which is, let me see, I think it's another beige one. And then the card stock are, you've got one that's like a pool party color. And then you've got 2 crumb cakes, and then, let me see what else. I think that's it. The blue, oh, and then a different white, a white one. So this is, and then in addition to that, you'll get these instructions. So this is what the cards are supposed to look like when you create them. So you see the joy and the Santa Claus in the middle, and then ho ho ho, and behind that is some vellum ho ho hos that you would glue them to. And then this one here is, and this, oh, that's right, this is the one that's got, it's like a turquoise, a teal color with stars in it, and that coordinates with that envelope. And then here we've got stripes. And then when you open it up, it gives you directions on how to put everything together. So for instance, when you look at this, they're telling you this is the, and it comes with its own block. The first kit that you get, it comes with its own block that you use for every Paper Pumpkin kit. All of the stamps will fit within that size block. So they're showing you here that you're going to stamp this on top of the blank Santa Claus face. And then this tells you those are dimensionals. And then these little things here are the glue dots that you use, and then it tells you how to put it together. And then again, there's the second card that had the reindeer and the teal, and you'll pull in one of those strips. And then this one shows where you're going to put the snowflakes on top of the card base, and then you're going to add the joy with Santa Claus being in the face. So that's what the cards are. And I made, let me put all the supplies back because I'm going to show you. I did these, and I went ahead and did them in advance because I didn't want to hold you up. So here's the one that I made. And of course, it might be a little bit off, but you stamp the face in using the early espresso, and you just pop these up on dimensionals and all of that. So there's one. And then the other one I did, which is my favorite because it's our, Karen, this is your color too, our teal. So I don't know if you can see the vellum underneath, but the vellum's under there. So it kind of gives it a shadow effect. This is a frame that came in the pack. So everything here, you don't need any outside tools. You don't need any scissors or anything like that. And also, the one thing, and I didn't show you, is that it even gives you a ruler on the side of your instructions, and it goes out to, let's see, that's 6 inches there. Let's see, so it goes all the way out to 18 inches. So there's a ruler. Sometimes they'll give you twine. They want you to cut it, or ribbon. Okay, so that's that. So I am now going to take, and I'm not going to use the ink spot. I'm going to use my large early espresso only because it's a lot easier. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and start creating a couple of cards to show you what we can do with this kit. And this is, it runs $23.50, and that includes shipping. So it's a pretty good price, I think. I don't think that's a bad deal for everything you get. And every month you get an exclusive stamp set that you cannot get anywhere else. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to use I'm using the supplies, and we're going to create a card. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this envelope and I'm going to cut it apart. All right, so let me move my supplies out of the way for just a moment. And I need to get a little block. I'm going to use my little block. The one that you get in your, is like a D block. It's not this fat. It's about half the size of the D block that you would get in your first kit. All right, hang on a minute. I was telling Amy before y'all came on that I had ordered a wireless microphone, so I wouldn't be tied to this thing, and I have to send it back because it doesn't fit my phone. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to dissect this envelope. Okay, so this one's, we want to use this paper. So all I'm going to do is come in, and I'm just going to barely trim off this side right here, just a little bit, so that I can use this envelope. So we don't want to waste, right? So, and then I'm going to flip it around this side, and I'm going to do the same on this side as well, because I want to get, now this one I cut a little bit bigger. Oh, I didn't. All right, because I want, instead of using the envelope, which is pretty, I want to use that paper. So now I'll have this paper that I can use with other holiday cards. And once you've got this stamp set, you'll see all sorts of goodies that we can do with it. All right, so that opens the paper, right? So here, I want to cut these little flappy doos off. So I'm just going to lay this down and just cut those off, okay? So that's going to be a little bit of waste, but not much. And then you can use this for any kind of whatever design you want to do. And then this is your adhesive part. So I'm just going to cut this so that it is, we don't want that there. So I'm going to cut that off as well. And actually, I'm going to cut this down. Let me see. Because I got a little bit of this here. Let me cut this down because let's get it. It should be 5.5. So yeah, that's about right. Except for this is on there. But we'll still use it. It'll be fine. Now I'm going to cut this down a little bit more because of those edges, because I want this to be at 5.5, which it is. So I'm just going to come down right about there and just trim it a little bit more, which I can use that. So there's no big deal. I'm going to save that piece. These pieces here, I'm just going to throw these away. But the other piece I'll use in another project. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a, let me get my notes here. I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece by 5.5. So this is 5.5. So I'm just going to turn this around and I'm going to cut 2 inches. And then we're going to go ahead and start making this card. So So I just thought, and I thought this was a great idea. So my friend asked me to do this, so that's what we're gonna do. And we'll get started and show you what you can do using the contents of the kit, and we'll just make different cards. All right, so this is a piece of shaded spruce, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, there is a snowflake in here, and I am going to take, actually, we could adhere, well, we'll do it this way. I'm going to take my shaded spruce ink, let me grab that, and I'm going to stamp the snowflake all over the front of my card base. And let me just fold this and make sure, and then we'll do this here. All right, so we're going to do that, and hang on a second, let me get my, all right, so we're going to, whoops, I must put my stamp in there backwards. All right, so I'm just going to randomly stamp. You know how we do, we're going to stamp, and I know that that is 2 inches, so I don't need to go all over. So I'm just going to stamp randomly in case we might put some off the side. We'll come over here, and we'll just come down the paper. So it gives us the look of some snowflakes. So our front of our card's not going to be kind of boring, right? We want to have it, we'll cut some off the side there. We'll come over here, and we'll come there. And I'm just randomly, no, I'm not, there's no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I know some of these are going to get covered up. That's okay. But I do want to stamp some over here along the edge. And we'll bring some a little bit over. All right, and I think that's good. That's going to be covered. All right, so we're doing that. Let me run this through the chamois. All right, so we've got that. And now we're going to take this piece of paper, and I'm going to attach it after I trim off. All right, hang on, I had my, oh, there they are. Scissors were hiding me. I'm just gonna trim off this little piece right here, just so it, okay. So I'm gonna put this right about there, and I'll trim off the edge. I'd rather have it hanging over a little bit, and then I can go back and trim it off. It's a lot easier that way. All right, so let me get my glue, and we're just gonna attach this. Put our adhesive on that. Okay, so I'm going to lay that here, and it's off a little bit, which is fine because I'm going to trim that up so that's not hanging. I'm going to pull it down just enough. That way I can get this even. All right, so we're going to let that sit for just a minute. And now I'm going to come in with my Santa Claus. Let me go ahead and trim this first while it's dry. So I'm just going to trim this off the bottom of my paper. Oops, hang on a minute. I'm trying to get my paper snips in here. All right, and then we'll do this one as well. All right, so now we've got that on there. And then I did a, one of the tailored tag, this tag is from the tailored tag dies. My dog is sitting here staring at me. I don't know what's going on with her. Okay, so we are going to take this die, and I'm going to go ahead and pull in, my cherry cobbler, because that's kind of the theme that runs through this paper is the cherry cobbler. And I am going to stamp the Merry, again, we have Merry, ho, 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 'tis the season to be jolly, Christmas, holiday, all that fun stuff. So I am going to take and stamp Merry on here, and we're going to ink this up. And I am going to stamp this a little bit at an angle because I'm going to put a sentiment down here. So I'm going to just put it about like that. Okay, that's some dark cherry cobbler, isn't it? All right, let me close this back up. All right, and then we're going to, on a scrap, let me do that. I'm going to stamp the Santa Claus. So let me get that. And actually, I'll just pull in another block just because I have it and I don't have to keep wiping everything clean. All right, so we're going to pull in the Santa Claus, and we're going to stamp him in Early Espresso, because that's the ink pad that actually comes with this kit. So again, I'm just using my larger one. And they have the Mary, you know, but we're going to do this as our alternative. So I'm going to stamp this here. Isn't he cute? And then I should have brought my Wink of Stella. I didn't even think about that. We're going to color his hat, and we're going to use the Cherry Cobbler blend. So let me grab that. I think we'll do the dark one. Let me grab the Cherry Cobbler, and actually we'll do that, and the petal, I'm going to do petal pink for his nose. And all right, so let's color the Cherry Cobbler on his hat. This is the dark, so hopefully it's not, no, that should be fine. So we're just going to go through here and color. And this is just just a fun way that you can use this kit and use the supplies and then just make, you know, add a few things to it and make your own stuff, right? All right, so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to color. This is the dark, and oops, I'm going to color his nose, and I guess I better color his face, huh? Since we got to, these things, I tell you, it's either they're getting harder to open or it's me. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm going to color his face. I probably got it too dark. I should have used the light, but that's okay. All right, so there's Santa. All right, so there's our Santa. Now I'm going to have to fussy cut him out, so just give me a moment. Probably should have done this. Now there is one in the kit that I could pull out, but I just wanted to show you that it's really easy to create using the stamp set, and if you don't have the actual items, then you can still make some cute cards. So let me get in here and cut that. So do you all currently get your pumpkins, and do you use them? Because I know a lot of people tend to receive them and then they never put them together. I, for one, am like that, but I'm going to start doing better at putting them together. And if nothing else, then just doing some short videos on stuff like this, right? On how you can just make some alternative cards. So we're just going to fussy cut him. Doesn't take too long. It's got a lot of these little swirly things, but that's okay. All right, we'll cut right there. Okay, so we've got him cut out. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is I took a piece of, now if you have glimmer paper, I didn't, so I'm using the shimmer, which I don't know if it's going to, you'll be able to see it or not, but I wanted to add something to the card, so I cut a little strip of the shimmer paper, whoopsie, and I'm going to lay it down right along the edge of this just to give it a little something, because it looks kind of plain, okay? So I'm just going to take my liquid glue, and I'm just going to draw a little, if I can get it started, there we go. I'm just going to take a little line and go through, and hopefully it's enough that it holds it in place, because I only cut like maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that. And so we'll pop that on here, and that should be enough to hold it for now. And then I'll just trim off any excess that's hanging. So we're going to add that right there. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for a minute, and then I'll trim those edges off. And then we're going to do the same thing. This table that I'm standing at is our stand-up desk, one of those stand-up desks. And it is so slippery, and I didn't bring a mat to put under it, and I probably should have, because everything keeps slipping and sliding. All right, let's get that. So we just need just a small amount. We don't need a whole lot. And hopefully you can see a little bit of the shimmer. I'm not sure if you can or not, but I can see a little bit. So we're going to go with that. We're going to put that right there. It does give it a little extra oomph, doesn't it? Makes it not look so plain. All right, so we have that down. So I'm going to let that dry for just a second. And then the next thing that we're going to do, can you tell my scrap? That's my note for scraps. We are going to come back with using our Early Espresso. And since I stamped Mary, then obviously we want to have Christmas there. So the Christmas will come out dark with the letters being light. And I'm going to pull in my craft mat to give me a little cushion. I'm going to keep that because we're going to use that. To pull in a little cushion, and then I'm going to stamp this and make sure it's straight. And I always do it at an angle so that I know it forces me to make sure it's straight. So again, we're going to use our early espresso. And I'm going to ink this up. And it's all nice and crisp. And I'm going to stamp this right towards the bottom here. And then I'm just going to trim this off. And I'm just going to hold it for a minute or two. Not a minute or two, but you know what I mean. Okay, now the dog is laying in the kitchen on the mat because she has to be near me. You get, yes, and get and use. Admit I have pieces left and eventually get used. Yeah, I do too. When I do use them, I don't always use all the pieces, and usually I just put them in a scrap pile, and I have a friend that I usually give them to. So, all right, so I've got that there. So let me just give it a second while it's doing that. Let's put some dimensionals. And this is, I am surprised that they're giving us full size. They used to give us like a little sheet, but now they've started putting one page of our normal size dimensionals. I think that's pretty awesome. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put Santa Claus right here. I wish I would have done the Wink of Stella because that would have looked cute. All right, and then I'm just gonna come up here and cut this, and hopefully I can get it somewhat straight. I'm gonna try to leave a little bit of a white border. There we go. And then on here, we're gonna put, I didn't bring any, yeah, do we want that popped up? Let me think about that. No, I think I'm gonna lay him, yeah, I'll pop him up. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut the dimensional in half. And that should allow us to put that on here. So we'll just put one there. And we'll put one on this side. All right, so hang on, my fingernails. I tell you, I don't even know if I don't even think my nail place is open. I think they got flooded out because they were in the Burlington shops. And they were underwater. So, and I think we'll put, I think I'll put him like this. And I guess I'll put it like that so it kind of goes with the Mary because it's a little crooked. And then I did bring in some ribbon that is that glitter, the glittered organdy. Can you see that? That glittered? I brought this in, so I thought we could just do a quick little ribbon to pull through. So we're going to pull this through. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is kind of do it like you do with a suitcase thing. I'm going to pull it through and wrap it around. If I can get it through, let's see. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's see. All right, so we're going to do that, and we'll flip this through. Well, I probably didn't cut it long enough, but it should work once I get it through the hole, through this hole. Probably need my tweezers to help with this one. Do y'all ever get where you feel like you're just all thumbs? It's because I didn't leave enough room, but that's all right. We're going to get it. So hang on with me. All right, we're just going to pull it through. There we go. See? Tweezers come in handy. All right, so we're going to pull that on. I probably should have put it the other way so we'd have that nice thing in the front, but that's all right. It's fine. We'll just make it work like that. And I am going to trim. Hang on a minute. This stuff is a little stiff too, so it's a little bit harder to work with, but that's okay once we get it pulled. All right, so let's just trim this up just a little bit, and we'll just cut this one down that way, and I think this one will go that way. That's fine. All right, so no, I don't think I like that, do I? Nope, I don't. Let's go this way. All right. All right, so then we're going to pop these up on dimensionals, and then we're going to put this guy right on our card. So there is one. So let's just pop that up. Oops, got one there. And I'm going to put one in the center and two on each end. That way the center is not going to go saggy on us. All right, and push your thumbnail or fingernail down into your backing, and it pulls them off a lot quicker. All right, and then we're going to lay him right about like that. And actually I can bring him down if the ribbon's hanging over. And then let me go back, and I'm just going to trim this little piece off right here of that glimmer paper. And then, of course, we'll put our thing on the inside. So there's a card that you can use, make with the supplies. Yes, I'm doing alternatives to the paper pumpkin kit for those that are just joining us. This is the October kit, and someone had asked me to do this, so that's what I'm doing. And we've just done our first card, so we're going to start on another one, and I'm glad that you've joined us. And if you've just joined us, let me know if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber or not. I'm just curious who is and who isn't. And these are, again, like I said earlier, they're great for travel and all sorts of goodies. So there's our first card. So we're going to put that off to the side. All right. Now we're going to move on to our next card. And this, again, we're going to be using this envelope from the kit. And I'm using Cherry Cobbler cardstock. And we're going to put this off to the side. We're not chopping that envelope up. And for those of you that just joined us, this is one of the envelopes in the kit. So I cut that down, and that's what we used for that piece right there. All right, so now this one, we're going to, I'm just going to go ahead and fold this. This is 8.5 by 5.5, our typical standard card base, right? Let me go ahead and get that burnished. All right, so we've got that. Now this one, we're going to do something a little different too. Let me get all my scraps together because I have to remember what I'm doing here. I have to remember. I got my notes written off to the side. All right, this one we're going to stamp. So let's do that. And let's see. Let me tell you what the sizes are in case you're curious, because you can make this if you have another Christmas stamp of your own. 5.5 by 8.5. This is shaded spruce. And this is 3 1/4 by 5.5, okay, 3 1/4. And then this is a piece of basic white, which is 3 by 5.5. And then I've got a piece for these sentiment that is a Cherry Cobbler is 2 5/8 by 1, 2 5/8 by 1 1/8. And then this here is slightly smaller. And then I've got a piece of DSP, which we're going to cut, which is going to be 1/2 inch. This is about 1/2 inch actually, and we're going to cut this down to 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to trim that, and actually I'm just going to use my where's my ruler? I'm going to use my ruler. Let's go ahead and cut this now. So I'm going to cut at 2.5. So I know this might drive some of y'all crazy. So 2.5 is going to be right about where this line is. So we're just going to cut it right about there. All right, so there you go. That's another piece of the envelope that we used, okay? All right, so let me set this aside for just a moment. And again, I'm going to use 2 more strips of glimmer paper, and these are like 1/8 of an inch. And then this is my scrap, and I'm not sure what that's for, but when I look at my notes, I'll know. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get Santa Claus back and bring his face back in. And we are going to, again, stamp him in Early Espresso because that is the color ink that came in our kit. And let me move that black out of the way. So we're going to use our Early Espresso, and we're just going to randomly stamp Santa Claus, doing like a black and white. Well, it's not going to be black and white. It's going to be, Early Espresso. All right, and I'm going to use my craft, my silicone craft mat. I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to use this to give me a little cushion. All right, so I'm just going to randomly stamp Santa, and all right, let's see. Let me put some scrap paper. Sorry about this, you guys. Let me grab a piece of, I'll just put this paper underneath because I don't want to get it on my pad. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to stamp this guy randomly on here. So I'm going to stamp his hat off, and then we're going to stamp, probably put one right here, and then we'll put one a little bit at an angle, and then down here, let me get down here, we'll do one a little bit at an angle, and let's see, we'll put his little face right there. Oops, we overlapped him. Should have probably turned him. And we'll do one Let's see, that guy's going that way. Let's do this way. Hang on a minute. We'll put him right about here. All right, so there's that. Now, all we're going to do is come back and we're going to color his hats. And we're going to use our cherry cobbler like I did before. I'm going to do the dark again because I like the dark. So let's go ahead and color. I'm going to use this as, yeah, we're fine. I'll just color it on. Nah, I better not. I don't know if it's going to run through my thing and get on the table. All right, this shouldn't take too long. So I'm just going to color his hat. And if you have Wink of Stella, which I forgot to bring, you could either use the Wink of Stella, or you could use that puff paint that we have to add like to his beard and maybe to the hat, to the little ball on his hat. So that's something that you could do. So, all right, so we're going to color this in, and I'm trying to be careful not to go out of the lines because I don't want to do that. And then we're going to color. So we're just going to color the hats on all of the Santas. All right, so have y'all even started attempting to put your paper pumpkin together for this month? It's a good thing it's holiday cards, right? And those that are just joining, if you're new, the paper pumpkin kit is $23.50 a month, and that covers your shipping as well. So that's your total that you would pay. And as I mentioned before, you can also get this in a subscription, which saves you a month or two in your pricing. And that's always good, like during celebration. And just to give you a little tip, during celebration, if you want to earn some free stuff, you can always do a paper pumpkin subscription, and that would earn you whatever whatever is required. So just something to think about. But it's really a fun kit, and it's really good. I had several older ladies purchase this because it was easy for them. And then I also had some that bought them as gifts for their grandchildren or, nieces or nephews or whatever. So it's a great way to get people into crafting, which is what we all enjoy doing, right? Inexpensive, well, I shouldn't say inexpensive therapy because it is expensive when you start, I shouldn't say expensive, but when you start, oops, I forgot one piece of his hat. When you start ordering, right? So, okay. All right, so we've got Santa Claus. Let me move this out of the way because that's a little distracting. All right, so we've got him all colored. So the next thing that we're going to do is, let's see, let me think about this. What am I doing here? Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to put some stars, and we're going to do the pool party. I'm going to put some stars around because it looks kind of plain. So let's just do a few. I'm looking at my notes here. We'll just do a few stars like randomly around Santa. And we'll put one down here. Let's put a little one off here, just a little bit, because I don't want to be too over with this and it looks a little crazy. And we'll put one right here. How's that? Does he need one there? Yeah, why not? Let's put one there. All right, so now Santa's got some snowflakes around him. I said stars. I meant snowflakes. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to close that and get that out of the way. Now we're just going to start layering, and then we'll do our sentiment because we do have that to do. Now this is going to fit on there 5.5, so it's going to go edge to edge. And then we are going to do a stamp very similar to what we did before. Where's my little piece of paper? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this down. So we're going to get this glued down. Well, if I can get my glue to come out. I've been making, we started a GoFundMe page for one of the gentlemen here who has a business that lost his business in Shell Point. And he's got a place in Fort Myers as well, automotive. And he's got like 15 employees. They all lost their tools and stuff. So we put a GoFundMe page, and I am making thank you cards. So we've had over 150 people donate. It's just unbelievable. People that have lost their homes. We only send it to our Shell Point residents because we have access to everybody's email. People who lost their homes have been donating money. It's just unbelievable how kind people can be. He is just in awe. He's just like beside himself. I mean, he's got an autistic child they adopted, and their house, was like everybody else's, was damaged. It's just due to the hurricane. It's just crazy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add this to our card base, and then we're going to add our strips. Anyways, the reason I was talking about that is because I've been going through glue like crazy, and I placed an order, and I'm hoping that I've got 2 bottles left of the Tombow, and I'm hoping that I can get through until I get that. And I have some seal, I can use that, but I prefer not to, only because it's a pain in the you-know-what. All right, so this is, let me get this on here. It's a little bit long, so I may have to trim. Yeah, let me push him over a little bit, and I'll trim him from one end. So I think that'll work. Hang on one second. Let me get that there. All right, let me trim. This is just a little bit hanging over the edge, and that drives me crazy. So I'm just going to trim it, and I'm following along I'm leaning my snips to the right, and I'm just following the part of the card. Okay. All right, so we have that there. Now, on the last card, we use these 2 little tiny glimmer paper strips, which we're going to do that as well. So we're going to add that on here, and that's going to be added right alongside the green. I don't want to cover the green, so we're just going to lay it right next to it. So we'll go ahead and just do a little, like we did on the last card. I'm just going to do a little strip of adhesive, and it should hold. So we'll do that. I gotta make sure I get the right side up, right? Yep, that's the glimmer. And we're gonna lay this here, and this is about 1/8 of an inch. And it really does add, it really does just give it a little bit of oomph to it, don't you think? It just look at the difference, that just little strip of that. And if you have glimmer paper, you can do, I didn't have the glimmer paper, so I just used that. I just used the not glimmer paper, the what's it called, the oh my gosh, the stuff that sparkles. Ugh, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, glimmer, right? Oops, hang on a minute, let me get this guy lifted up, and all right, we'll get that on there. I'm gonna move that over so it gets adhered to the glue. All right. My dog's moving around now. She's antsy. She's got ants in her pants, apparently. All right, so there's that part. Now we've got to do our sentiment, and we probably are going to have time to do maybe one more. We'll have time to do one more card. All right, so I'm going to take, I've got this cherry cobbler piece, and then I'm going to stamp the word Mary on here, like very similar to what I did on the last one. So we're going to stamp that. I'm going to get that on here, and I'm going to put it a little bit at an angle, just because. All right, man, I tell you what, I must have inked this thing up, because that's some dark. Need to start stamping off that. All right, so there's that, and then we're going to put that on top of. Let me see if I can get my fingers up here. I'm looking at my notes here. We're going to place that on here, and then I'm going to put that, we're going to put the strip underneath. So we're going to add this, and then we're going to stamp a sentiment. We're going to do another Merry Christmas, just like we did on the last one. So let me get this up, and we're going to put that right here. Okay. Let that dry for just a second. And again, on here, I'm going to do just like I did before. I am going to, hang on a second, let me get my block. Use our Christmas stamp, since it says Merry. And let me get that. And we're going to stamp this in. Whoops, that's crooked. That's not going to work, is it? All right, hang on. That's why I always put them at an angle, because they tend to get crooked. All right, and we're going to do the early espresso on that. And I'm going to do the same thing like I did the last time. I am going to stamp it and then cut it. Whoops. And I'm going to start right at the edge. so I don't have to really do a whole lot of trimming. And we'll set that right there. So what do y'all think so far? Pretty cool, huh? I tell you, I save a lot of stuff too. I hate throwing anything away, and then at some point you're like, okay, I haven't used that, I got to throw it away. You know, but I hate throwing away scraps. All right, now we're gonna cut this one up just like I did the last time. So we're just gonna snip that, and we'll come in and hopefully we can get this straight. I got a little bit too much white showing, don't I? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna trim that there, and this one. Let's see if I can cut this without messing up my sentiment. Ah. Well, that's all right. You think anybody's going to notice? I don't think so. All right, so let's go ahead and put him on here. I don't think they're going to notice. We're going to put the Christmas right there. And we'll just add some adhesive. And again, if you're using the Paper Pumpkin kit, you can always use your glue dots if you want to use your glue dots. So we're going to put Merry Christmas right here. And then we're going to take this piece, which is part of the envelope that we cut up, and we're going to add this right, oops, sorry, I don't want it on that side. Let me put it on here. Hang on a minute, let me get my craft mat in here since I got glue on it. Wait, that's not the one I want anyways, I want this one. That one's not cut pretty like this one is. So this, we're going to put some adhesive right at the bottom of this piece of cherry cobbler. And we're going to attach this piece of envelope liner, if you will, right about like that. Okay. And then we will pop this up on dimensionals. So we'll put that there. We'll put one up here. Whoops, stuck to my finger. Actually, I think I'm going to put one there, and I'll put one in each corner at the top. I don't think we need, that's kind of overkill, but that's all right. Okay, so we've got Santa Claus now, who is wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. I know, can you believe it's already November? I am just going, oh my gosh. And I'll tell you what, my best friend's on here watching. Her birthday was yesterday, and I didn't even have time to send her a card. Now, how bad is that? Your best friend, you don't even send her a card for her birthday. And that's sad. All right, so we're gonna, I hate to have to cover Santa's head, but I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna cover, try not to cover too much, but I guess I'm gonna put it right here. Well, we don't want it hanging over, do we? You know what, let me move this guy. Oh, I think I can't, no I can't, shoot. Now I'm gonna have to move him over. Well, let's do it this way. Let's cover, I'm gonna put it on the left side. Because I wasn't thinking about this right here. I screwed up. I should not have had that sticking out so much. And if I tear it off, I don't think it's going to come off. So we're going to do it on my dodo head. I'm going to put it, I don't want to cover up all these Santa Clauses. That's the sad part. All right, why don't I do it like that at an angle? What do y'all think about that? That way I'm not taking up so many Santa Clauses. Let's just do it like that. All right, so there's another card. All right. All right, so there's that one. And let's see, we've got about 8 minutes. So let's do one more card. And then this one I'll put into this envelope, which is another of the envelopes from the kit. So we'll put that one in there. All right, let's do one more card, and then we'll call it a night. And then next week we'll come back and get back to our normal, what do you call it, as the TV says, our regularly scheduled show. All right, so let's do one more. Which of these two? Oh, I just love both of these. Let me see which one I want to do. Hang on a minute. I got to decide which one I want. I think I'm going to do this one. This is a really cute one. So let me pull all the stuff out. Okay, isn't that cute? Don't you love that paper? Pretty, pretty. All right, and then this one, these are the snowflakes that were in the kit, the envelope which is in the kit. This piece is in the kit. See, it coordinates. And let me move some of this out of the way. Let me move my, these are my notes. And then, isn't this cute? Now, you could turn it over too if you want to have white. So you could do it as white instead of beige on beige. What do you think about that? So you've got a couple options there. But we're going to do, we're going to make this look like an ombre. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to the front of the card in the center. So I'm going to do that first. This one won't take long at all. So we're going to, oops, my paper is sliding all around. Good Lord. Okay, so let's go ahead and get moving. I don't want to hold you up all night. All right, so this is one of the pieces that's in the kit, as well as it coordinating with that envelope. Sometimes you wonder, like when Stampin' Up! Comes out with these kits, it's like, man, why can't y'all do something like that? You know, like have paper like this for us and envelopes. All right, so we're going to lay that right here in the center, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is I am going to just, I don't know if I want it laying down. I think I want to pop it up on dimensionals, but I'm thinking if that's going to look, maybe I should lay it down. No, I think I'm gonna put it up on dimensionals, and then we're gonna do some snowflakes, and then I'm gonna put in the corner, and then we'll be done. We'll do a sentiment, and so I'm gonna put 4 corners. I'm gonna put 1 in the center. Well, I'm gonna put 2 in the center actually. We'll put 2 right there, and then we'll put the corners. I guess we probably should be do the sides as well because this is a little bit larger piece. So we'll do one. Let's do one right here, and we'll do one right here. All right. All right, I think that'll work. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel these off. And again, poke your fingernails down. It helps pop the paper off. It comes off a little bit easier, but you could use your take your pick tool. But me, you know, I have to do things hard, the hard way. I don't know. All right, let's see. I think I got everybody. Yep. All right, slide those little guys out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on here. Oops, hold on. Got a piece of my, nope, he's not going to cut off. Let me cut him. Because he's going to show, and we don't want that guy to show through. So I'm going to snip him off. There we go. All right, so we're going to lay this on here. Isn't that, oh, hang on a minute. This guy's in the way. Good Lord. See what happens? I wasn't paying attention to the little pieces. Hold on a minute. I'm going to take him off and cut him down. I wasn't paying attention that he was hanging over on into the opening, and we don't want to see this. We want to look at the beautiful stars. So let me get this guy off here. Hang on a second. I think we can, let's see. My fingers are sticking everything. Hang on. Do y'all ever have this issue? You try to pull off the, and I don't, oh yeah, I do. I have my little rubber thing right there. We'll move that out of the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put him back down so you won't be able to see him. I'll tell you one thing. These are some sticky, we're going to put a new one on there because this one doesn't want to work now. There's some sticky dimensionals. I don't recall ours being this sticky, but they're exactly what we use. So we'll put a small one right here so you can't see them. And hopefully I don't have any others that are hanging in the way. Okay, that's good. All right, I think we're good. We'll just push these guys in a little bit. All right, so we're going to lay this down. And this is, obviously it's going to be a quarter short. Let me push this one in because it, see what happens when you're not paying attention? I'm going to cut that one off too. There we go. Just got to do a little trim. Okay, now so far, doesn't that look cute? Can you see that? Isn't that pretty? Looks like an ombre. Okay, so now we've done that. So now we're going to take our, this is one of the easier ones. We've got these different size snowflakes that they give you in the kit, and they're iridescent looking. So we're going to stack these on top of each other using a dimensional. So let's do that. Actually, we're going to use the glue dots. We haven't even used those glue dots tonight, have we? So let's do that. Let's put, all right, so we're going to stack, now, yeah, we'll stack them. Let's put a glue dot in the center. Let me move this out of the way so y'all can see. All right, so we're gonna put one there. I got my little tool pick, but I don't know what it's over off to the side. And we're gonna pop that one right there on top. Okay, and then we'll do another glue dot. I'll put him right here. And then, oh, I didn't, what else? Oh, you know what? We didn't use any of these. We're gonna use this. And then this little guy is gonna go on top, and he's all shiny, so we're gonna put him right there. All right, and now we'll pop this up on a dimensional. We're gonna add him, where is he? We're gonna pop this up on a dimensional. We'll put that right there. And then he is going to go somewhere in that area like that. Okay, and then we're going to, let me get my mess out of the way. We're gonna do a sentiment. Now we have these little pearls. So we've got some larger ones. This came in the kit as well, so I'm just gonna take out one of the bigger ones and I'm gonna put that right in the center of our snowflake, okay? And now all we're gonna do is do our sentiment. And in the sentiments, we have one that says, "'Tis the season to be jolly." And I think I'm just gonna do it, "'Tis the season." We'll leave it a little vague, because this is kind of a nice looking card, don't you agree? And we could put, "'Tis the season to be jolly," but I don't think I wanna put that on there. So let's go ahead, we'll just stamp it and we'll cut off. So let me get my block. Bear with me one moment. So are you all enjoying these cards? Let me know. Something different for a change, and you can thank my BFF Amy. It was her idea, and it kind of stressed me out because yesterday, between trying to get all these thank you cards made, and then I went back and I was freaking out like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I don't have time to make all these cards, blah, blah, blah. And so anyways, I got it to work. It all worked out. And this is a little crooked, but you know what? I don't care about that because this is the part that I want right here, because we're going to cut this off. So, okay. So we're going to take a scrap. Yep. And again, we're going to use our early espresso. And I'm only going to do the "'Tis the season." So I probably won't even ink the other part. That makes it easier. I got the T on there, but that's all right. We're going to cut it off. So I'll over a little bit and put that right there. Okie doke. And we will trim this up. I think this is thick cardstock, actually. I do. I will tell you one thing. I should be standing on my husband's, he's got one of those things you can stand on for the stand-up desk. I tell you what, I need to use that because my back is really starting to hurt me. I didn't think about using it. Okay, now we could have cut that in a tail, but I didn't, and that's not very straight, is it? All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to cut this a little straighter. So far on my thank you cards, I've done 100. I counted them. I just finished 67 today. So I've done 105. So I still got a little ways to go. Okay, so here is our sentiment. And I'm just going to, I think I'm going to put a glue dot and attach this. Oh, I probably should have done it like that. I'm just going to do a glue dot and put that on there and attach it to the snowflakes. What do you think? Hopefully he'll stick to it. So let's put that right about here. Here comes the devil in. My husband's walking in the door trying to be very quiet. All right, so we're going to do a glue dot and then we'll be done. She probably needs to go to the bathroom. Good luck. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put 2 glue dots on here, and we'll go ahead and finish this up, and then I think we'll be done. All right, so we're going to place that right, I think I'll put it a little bit like that underneath the first, the smallest one. I'm just going to lay it right under, and then it can just go right about there. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let me move my stuff out of the way. We have one more card, but it's already almost at 5 after 8, so we'll call it a night. Let me show you all the cards that I've done. Hang on a minute. Let me get all this stuff off my desk. I've got a mess here. All right, so we have our Santa Claus stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin. All right, here are the cards that we made. I'll move this one off to this side. So these are the ones that I did that are the alternatives. And let me show, for those that are just had come on late, let me show you the two that I made using the kit. And that way you'll see. This is the two, there's 9 cards, so you get 3 of each design. There's three designs. So these are the two that I designed just like the kit said, okay? And you've probably seen that in the advertisements. Those are what the kit decided what we should have done. And then these are the alternative ones that I've created. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed this. It was something different to do, and we'll get back to our normal schedule next week. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and let me know if you have any questions or anything. Again, the Paper Pumpkin kit is $23.50, which includes the shipping, and you can always stop and start it anytime you would like. But it's a great thing, and think about the holidays that are coming up. So if you have people that think they're not crafty, this is something that anybody can do because it gives them all of the materials that's needed with the instructions and all of that. So it makes a great gift. You can buy them a 1 month, or you can give them a 3-month subscription to see if they're going to like it or not. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much. I know mine is too, the ombre. Thank you again for tuning in this Tuesday, and I will, whoops, wrong one. I didn't want to do that one. I will see you next Tuesday evening at the same time, same place. And in the meantime, if you need anything, let me know. I'll be more than happy to, I was trying to talk to you with my face. Let me know if I can help you with anything. All right, have a great weekend. Hope you enjoy this. And if you have any pumpkins at home and you want to make some samples, make sure you post them on our VIP page so that we can see what you've done. All right, everyone. See you next week.